Let's get to cooking. This is what we're doing today at Memaw's house. Okay, so here are the ingredients that we'll be using for my butter pecan pound cake. We're going to use 3 cups of flour, a teaspoon of salt that's already in the flour in the sifter, ready to go, 6 eggs, 1½ cups of butter, 2/3 cup of pecans, we'll chop those, 1/2 cup of sour cream, a teaspoon of vanilla, a teaspoon of butter flavoring, 2 cups of white sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar. And then to make our cake, we'll go ahead and use a fluted pan, our stand mixer, and of course my spatulas. So let's get to cooking. Hey y'all, welcome back to Memaw's house. I'm glad you came back, and I'm in my kitchen. Today I feel like doing a little baking. It's a Saturday morning and I feel like baking. So I wanted to bring you all along. I'm going to bake a butter pecan pound cake. I had some leftover pecans from my Christmas baking and I wanted to use those up. So I wanted you to see how I make this cake. I'm so glad that you joined me, and I'm glad that you subscribed. I have had a growth in my subscribers. Yay! Thank you all so much for subscribing and for watching, for sharing, and for commenting on my videos. So I'm going to go get my apron on and we'll get to cooking. Okay y'all, so this cake takes a little bit of different technique because we have those pecans. And I want to go ahead and toast my pecans, but first I have to chop them and then I'm going to toast them on the oven. That's where that buttered pecan taste comes from. Okay. We're going to just go ahead and do a good chop on these pecans so that there will be small pieces in the cake. We don't want great big pieces of pecan in the cake, but want the taste and the texture of our pecans. Now let me get my pan out here. And I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of butter. And you see, I didn't measure that. It's not a big deal. We're going to just toast this up. Let me get my butter melted. Okay, so the pecans are toasted, and we're going to put them back in our, whoop, if I don't make a mess. Yep, I'm making a mess. But that's what happens sometimes when you're cooking. You make a little mess, but you clean it up. Okay, so like I told you before, this recipe calls for 1½ cups of butter. That's 3 sticks. And it also calls for 1 cup of brown sugar and 2 cups of white sugar. We're going to blend this together until it is well mixed and nice and fluffy. So it will change colors, of course. It'll become a light tan instead of the kind of yellow looking we see right now. It will take about 7 or 8 minutes for all of the butter and sugar to meld together to make that nice fluffy texture that we're looking for. So be patient and let your mixer do its job. Okay, you see it's nice and fluffy. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up just a little bit. And then we're going to take our handy dandy spatula and scrape our bowl down. All right, next move I'm going to make is to put my eggs one at a time into my nice fluffy butter and sugar mixture. Well, that wanted to go in 2 at a time. All of them went in together. They just liked each other, I think. And let's put our flavoring in. The vanilla and the butter flavor. Okay. Oh, we're going to sift our flour and our salt together. And we're going to now alternate the sour cream with the flour. I'm going to start with the flour. Add my sour cream. And then our last bit of flour. And our nuts. And of course, I'm going to do my last mix by hand. Oh, it smells so good. Now let's prep our pan. You know I'm going to use my Baker's Joy because this is a fluted pan and it has a lot of nooks and crannies. And I want to make sure that I get all the nooks and crannies coated. And you know, I always like to kind of press this down into this pan so that I can make sure that I get batter into each of these crevices. And let's tap it. And it's ready for the oven. Okay, y'all, so the cake is in the oven. I have put it in a 325-degree oven, and it will bake for 50 to 60 minutes. You know I'm going to test it at about 45 minutes to make sure that it is not being overbaked. You know, an overbaked cake is a dry cake. You know, Memaw don't want no dry cakes around here. So, I don't want an undone cake either. So we have to kind of be real persnickety about how long we keep those cakes in the oven. I'll be back. I'm going to clean up my kitchen while my cake is baking, and we'll make a glaze for this butter pecan pound cake. So a portion of my cake didn't want to come out of the pan, so I had to negotiate with him and get him out of the pan, and we put him back together again. He's not pretty, but he's back together. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make our glaze, and I'm going to use the rest of the butter that I had from taking the 2 tablespoons off to brown the pecan. So that butter, some maple syrup, maple flavoring, some maple syrup, and powdered sugar. So I've added a little bit of whipping cream here, and I'm going to stir this until it gets to the consistency that I like. If at any time you're making a glaze and you find that the glaze is not at the consistency you want, just add a little bit of milk and continue to stir it. Don't let it beat you. Be very patient with it and stir it until it gets to the consistency that you like. so we got our cake made, and I'm going to take some over to Aunt Maxine. So I'm going to cut a piece so that you can see the inside of it. I did have a little wreckage on one side of the cake, but that's okay because we don't mind. It's just for us. And if sometimes your cake don't come out just bakery perfect, it's okay, as long as it tastes good and your family is happy. So let's cut the cake and let me taste a piece. Okay, y'all, so this is my piece of cake, and it actually looks really good. It smells good. This edge here is chewy, and it has a caramel taste. I think that brown sugar and browning those nuts in the butter actually helps it with its flavor. So I couldn't get that out of my mouth, but that's okay, because I'm gonna put this in my mouth. I hope you all give this recipe a try as I continue to eat this slice. Y'all be blessed, and I'm going to post some other videos at the end of this video so that you can keep watching while I film others to post next week. Y'all be blessed. Bye. Thank y'all so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Here is a playlist and a video for you to watch while you wait for me to bring up the new video. Y'all be blessed. Bye.